ADHD and dissociation can both make time disappear, but the signs are very different. Here's how to tell them apart. With ADHD, you may not remember something simply because your attention wasn't focused enough for the memory to stick. Here's an example. When one of my kids was younger, I'd say, in 15 minutes, stop playing your video game and start your homework. They'd nod without ever taking their eyes off the screen. 30 minutes later, they were still playing, and when I asked why, they'd swear I never said anything. I learned I had to get their attention fully and have them look at me and repeat, in 15 minutes, I'll stop and do my homework. Without that, the conversation never registered. That's what hyperfocus can do. It blocks other things from being noticed or remembered. Inattentiveness does something similar. You might be in a lecture or a meeting, but your mind drifts to what you'll do afterward, and you miss whole sections. The difference is, with ADHD, you often have at least a hazy memory of being there. With dissociation, there may be no memory at all. Another distinction is awareness. With ADHD, you usually know when you're off task. You catch yourself scrolling social media instead of working. But with dissociation, you don't realize anything unusual happened until later, if at all. ADHD time loss also tends to be predictable. It shows up in familiar patterns: gaming, reading, social media, or any other highly engaging activity. Dissociation, on the other hand, often feels unpredictable. Triggers, emotions, or stresses can pull you out without warning, especially early in healing. And here's the final difference. With ADHD, you usually remember what you were doing once it's over. You just can't believe how much time passed. With dissociation, there may be no memory at all, even if someone fills you in afterward. Here's how you can start to tell the difference in your own life. Signs it might be dissociation. You find physical evidence of something you don't remember doing, like a receipt, a text, or a note in your handwriting, or a haircut. People tell you about conversations or actions you have no memory of. You notice sudden emotional shifts for no clear reason, or even physical changes that you don't remember deciding on. Signs it might be ADHD time blindness. You were deeply focused on a task and lost track of everything else. You remember what you were doing afterward, but you're surprised by how much time passed. You lose track of time in predictable settings or activities. You sometimes notice you're off in your own world, even if you can't snap yourself back to focus. Learning to recognize these patterns can make a big difference. It helps you respond with the right strategies and with more compassion for yourself. If you'd like something practical to help you start noticing these differences, I've put together a free time tracking worksheet. You can grab it from the resources of my website, CommuniDID.com.